A very good morning to all of you students. How are you doing? Okay, this is Aisha and I'm here again with some more practice questions for your Olympiads. Okay, I found a book actually. It's like Olympiad exams resource book. So it will give you much more a better understanding of the concept of from your first lesson. Okay, growing plants. So let us try and answer quickly. What kind of questions are given in this book, and let us see if we can answer them. Okay, let us see the first one. Which part of the coconut enables it to float on water? So we have to see that these are the various parts of a coconut, P, R, S and Q. So you can see that this is the fiber, this is the seed. Actually this is nothing but the coir or the fiber. Okay, so which part allows it to float on water? It is nothing but the fiber. As you can see, this is the fiber, which is nothing but Q, because it has got so much of air trapped in it, which allows it to float. Okay, study the seed below. Now this is one more seed actually. By which method are they most likely to be dispersed the farthest away from their parent plant? You can see over here there are seeds of some plant given here, and you can see that it has got some wing like structure. They are very light and they've got some wing like structure. Okay, so maybe from farthest from their parent plant. So you can understand that farthest from the parent plant, because the seeds look like very light in shape and light in weight, so that that wind is the best way to disperse seeds which are light in weight and which have got this wing like structure, right? So because they are very light in weight, they can be very easily dispersed by wind rather than water or all these options. The parts of different plants are shown below. You can see that these are spores. Okay, because it's a fern frond, and that these reproduce by way of spores. There is a stem cutting, there is a leaf in which again leaf buds are there in the margins. There is a seed and there is a sucker of a banana tree, right? So you can understand that what is common in all these things, they are mainly the parts which help in the reproduction of different plants, right? So let us complete the sentence. All these plant parts can grow into new plants, right? This may be the right option, but let us see the other options also. Rely only on stored food for growth. Do they require stored food for growth? No. Do not need air, water and sunlight. Do they require? Yes, they require. So this option is also wrong. Have to be dispersed before they can grow? It's not like that. Sucker need not be dispersed. It is still in attachment to the parent plant, but still it grows, right? So this is also wrong. So which one is the correct option now? All of them can grow into new plants. So this is the right option, children. See children, when you don't understand any question, it's always better to read. You have to read the question and options twice or thrice before answering. Then only you will opt the correct option. Let's go to the next one. Mona and her friends spotted the seedling shown below growing on a sandy shore. Maybe a beach like, sandy shore. So you can understand, you can see this, it's nothing but like a coconut, isn't it? So usually coconut plants, they are just carried away by the water. These coconuts are carried away by the water, and they are just they're transferred to various places through this. They are transported. So after, when they reach a sandy shore, there they just start to settle and they grow into a new plant, right? So which of the following is the method by which the seed, which is now a seedling, was dispersed far away from its parent plant? We have just seen here, right? Because it helps it to float on water. So water is only because it will be carried to long distances by way of water only. If it falls on a river, like usually coconut plants, if they grow near the seashore, what happens near any river? Then these seeds, when they fall on water, they are carried to far away places by way of water only. So water is the right option. The table below shows the parts of a germinating seedling and their functions. So we know the parts of germinating seedlings. It consists of a radicle, it consists of a cotyledon and cotyledons, and it consists of plumule also, right? So which part does these functions? We need to find out now. So P, we don't know this name. P is a part of a seedling which supplies food to the growing seedling or the growing baby plant. Q forms the root and R forms leaves and stem. We should know here that it is always the cotyledon that supplies food, and it is always the radicle that forms the root, and it is always the plumule which forms the shoot. So according to it, C is the right option. P is cotyledon, it supplies food. Q is radicle, it forms root. And R is plumule, it forms leaves. Okay. Let us go to the next one. You can see this seed is best dispersed by, we already saw this, right? So it has got again wing-like structures. Can you see? It has got wing-like structures which helps in dispersion by wind actually. So wind can be useful here for seed dispersal. Okay. The seventh one. The figure shows the leaf of a plant. Can you tell me what is the name of this plant? It is called as bryophyllum, children. It is bryophyllum, and it grows, it reproduces by way of buds which are formed on the edge or margin of the leaf. So this, it falls down after some time, and it has got some roots, its own individual roots and its own individual. It's entirely a small plant that is attached to the margin of the leaf. So it can grow individually. So what process is shown above? You can understand that, is it desiccation, vegetative reproduction, defecation, nutrition? So not all these, but vegetative propagation, because new plant is produced by leaf, from leaf, right? That's why it is called as vegetative reproduction. The figures given below shows 4 different fruits and seeds. Mostly, children, such picture-based questions will be asked because you are in 5th class now. Mostly, such picture-based questions will be asked. So you need to carefully look at these pictures and then follow the options. Which 2 fruits or seeds are dispersed by animals? So what are the characteristics of seeds which are to be dispersed by animals? They have small hook-like structures, or what you call spike or thorny structures, present on the seed, which help them to cling to the body of the animals actually, while because the cattle or any other animal, when they are grazing or anything, these seeds tend to cling to their fur or body parts such that they are taken to different places and they are dispersed there. So R is for sure the one which is dispersed by animals. Along with it, the tomatoes also can be dispersed by animals, okay, because the seeds, if the various birds and all, when they eat, okay, they can take this tomato to some other place and then they eat, and even some seeds, when they fall on the ground and all, then they can reproduce into a new plant. They can grow into a new plant. So our option here is P and R mostly. In some textbook it is given as S also, but usually it is P and R. Okay. The seed given below germinates under right conditions. So all conditions are there. It has got water, it has got air, it has got warmth. It is growing under right conditions. So which of the labeled parts would grow first? As you can see, let us see the picture. Here we have P, Q, R and S, right? So what is this? It is a seed, it is a cotyledon. Okay, Q is maybe the shoot, S is the root. So which of the labeled parts grow first? Here it is the stem, it is the leaf, no? So which of the labeled parts would grow first? It is nothing but the radicle, children. Nothing but the root grows first. So S is the right option here. Okay, you should understand that first of all the radicle grows. The radicle gives rise to roots actually. So that grows first. So coming to the 10th question, last question for today. Observe the figure given below. You can see that it is nothing but a ginger. So a ginger is actually an example for underground stem, children. So you can see that there will be very small, tiny, scaly leaves present on the ginger also. They are nothing but modified stem and modified leaves there. So it reproduces from. So how do they reproduce? He is asking. So ginger is a stem, right? So it germinates from the buds on the stem, children. Here you will see that small buds will be there on the ginger that will help it to reproduce. So it is not seeds, it is not buds on the leaf, it is the buds on the stem because it is an underground stem. Okay, that's all for now, children. So let us solve more question answers next time when I come and when I take this Olympiad class. Okay, children. So till then, please go through your textbook, read every line very carefully and try and understand, get a complete good grip over your concepts. Okay, bye children.